We are pleased to welcome cartographers from numerous agencies, I guess.
And there are obviously different time zones, so thank you for joining. Good morning or good afternoon for some of you.
So I'm Eilek Cournet. I'm a marine geomatic engineer in Geomod, and I've been working on Calhypso software for 2 years now.
So my name is Jan Corley. I am a marine geomatics engineer. I've been working for 2 years for Geomod as well, and I'm mostly involved in development of projects related to S100 model. But I help Eilek for development of the Calhypso software as well. And perhaps if you can introduce yourself.
My name is Yves Guérin. I'm a cartographer at the moment. I'm working on testing Calhypso software, and I am part of S101 team in the Department of Cartography, CHOM.
Thank you.
Yeah, so...
perhaps you can start just introduction.
Yes, so we are really pleased to co-organize this webinar with Yves from the CHOM. And so during this webinar, feel free to interrupt us because, it's we think a great opportunity to exchange experiences from your different agencies and to share the issue you can meet about the automation of nautical chart creation. So feel free to interrupt us, to ask questions or give some example you meet, etc. First, I would like to introduce Geomod to those who wouldn't know us yet. Geomod is a French company specialized in marine geomatics. We work on we are a cartographic software editor and an hydrographic chart producer. So we produce also an XD system, and we work with a lot of French partners such as Ifremer, Naval Group, or the CHOM, of course, the French hydrographic and oceanographic service. And Geomod developed a wide range of marine tools such as here Porsight, Portal, which is a software dedicated to airborne navigation, and Ulysse. So today we'll focus on Calhypso software, which is dedicated to marine cartographers and hydrographic agencies. But if you need more information about Geomod expertise, feel free to visit our website for more documentation, etc. So here we'll focus on the Calhypso tools. So what's Calhypso in few words? Calhypso is software able to produce a S57 bathymetry chart in few minutes. So it's automated and autonomous solution to create and to draw the ISO lines, so depth contours, and to run the sounding selection. So here you can see that the user specified the survey dataset as an XYZ point cloud. He specifies also the required scale and the depth contour values. There is some generalization parameters, but they can be optional. And so Calhypso ran a generalization process to get S57 bathymetry ENC. The cartographic generalization is a multiple simplification operation applied on the sounding dataset. and we run some process such as aggregation, smoothing, and of course the sounding selection. So the main goal is to get a synthesized and of course reliable and safe bathymetry chart. Yeah, focus is to get a safe synthesis of bathymetry information at the end. So just to show you two example of a quick example of Calhypso output. Here you can see, so it's a data set located in the Rance River in Brittany. And we applied a Calhypso process with two different scales. So here the first one is with 15,000 scale, and the second one is with 35,000 scale. And so we can see the difference between the both and how Calhypso select information to get a chart adjusted to the scale. So we can see here the impact of aggregation and the sounding selection. We apply also exaggeration around the soundings to be sure that soundings are readable on the chart with the scale, the required scale. So maybe there is some question at this point before the...
Just a short introduction before we move to the testimony of Yves. So if you have any questions so far, feel free to interrupt. The main purpose is to make that an interactive discussion. Mr. Rode?
Yeah, good morning. My question is, can you also create metadata areas, for example, mqual or msrel?
So we produce the bathymetry layers, so depth areas, but also we can add land areas if they are added at the beginning of the process. Yeah, data coverage, yes, is created at the end of the process.
Yeah, okay, so there's no msrel, for example, or msqual for having the CATSOC values included in the result.
No, not yet.
Okay.
But we try during the we'll see you some of the coming evolution, and we try to add some S57 objects. We add dangers such as uncovered areas, underwater rocks, wrecks, etc. We add also, we want to add SL counts, etc. So this kind of objects are added.
But we can also add them cover manually, actually, but it's not yet included in the process, in the automated process. But it is one of the ideas for the future evolution. So perhaps we can keep you updated on that one. I don't know if that answers your question, Daniel.
Yeah, that's okay. Thank you.
Very well. And there is Roberto as well, raising his hand.
Yeah, good morning. Sorry, question. What is your software infrastructure? I mean, do you use some commercial software, or is open source because you use I don't know, Python or QGIS? Thank you.
So we'll show you a demonstration, but no, we don't use any commercial software. So it's a Geomod software that we full developed, and we
it's not it's something that is entirely developed by Geomod in their own infrastructure. So
it can be used in parallel with other tools such as Calhypso, etc.
Actually, sometimes we know that the outputs might need to be manipulated, but perhaps Yves will tell little details about that. So, of course, after that, you can play with the outputs.
Yeah, I think in parallel with the intervention of Yves, we can just run. Oh, I don't know. Yes. Okay. Open parameters. Just we will start. So my computer is using a lot of at the same time, so it's a bit okay. We started the treatment, and we'll see at the end of the Yves presentation the result.
If you're okay with that. If there isn't...
Just hop, je te remets le...
Presentation issues.
Okay.
If there isn't any more question, I don't know if Roberto, your question has been answered.
Yes, thank you.
No worries at all. Once again, it's interactive, so feel free to interrupt even during our own presentations. It's really important that everyone understands everything.
Okay. I apologize for my French accent. We are currently still in the testing phase, and we expect to officially include Calhypso in our production chain during summer 2024. The goal for the cartography department is to make all cartographers use Calhypso for publication and major editions in the first instance. During my tests, I identified different working areas for us at CHUM. The difficulty lies in the heterogeneity of our coastlines and seabed, Brittany coast, land coast, Mediterranean coast, and atoll and others. Calhypso is not a button-pressed software, even if this is a future objective. The cartographer has still work to do. Before Calhypso starts, the cartographer has yet to perform a number of tasks. Also, this should be less the case in the long term. Bathymetric data management, survey single beam, multi-beam data, potential use wrecks, obstruction, rocks as an additional input, whether or not to use land surface and coastline data, whether or not to use islet. Following this action, the cartographer must be aware of what he wants to obtain, what density of sounding they want based on depth of the surveyed area, which smoothing for curves, display scale, etc. This is an important point since otherwise the outputs may not be satisfactory or suited to the needs as for traditional manual or digital charting. As mentioned previously, France has a very diverse set of seabed configurations, which is why we still need the expertise of the cartographer, myself for the moment, but we should be able soon to determine preset parameters for each zone and refine them if necessary. A few examples for our different landforms. The following slides show different seabed configurations to which cartographers need to adapt their process. This example is Brittany coastline. Coastlines are mostly made of rocks and sand, numerous underwater rocks, obstruction, and wrecks. The next is a South French coast, land, Biarritz, Cap Breton, and it's a sandy shore coastline. This piece of work is completely different from Brittany. This screenshot is shows an atoll with a various drawing selection between inside and outside atoll. And the last screenshot is in the Mediterranean Sea. The seabed show significant differences in comparison with the previous charts. Therefore, we can't use only one parameterization. We will have to adapt it to the different navigation areas, determining which parameters are best in the most complex thing to do, which isobars to display, depth control, which smoothing the most treated, which spacing between soundings in each depth zone. Here, data input can be very diverse, mixed multi-beam, single beam, LiDAR, LiDAR line. Therefore, it's difficult to select an uniform set of parameters for all the charts. We need to determine the best parameterization for each case, typically type of seabed. Now we can see a real example, a practical. It's a chart. It's a French chart. 7122. The scale of charts is 25,000. Data used is multi-beams, echo sounder, lead line, LiDAR. We had a coastline, land area, wrecks, underwater rocks, and data was heterogeneous. Processing time for this chart, 20 minutes, like a chart or format, paper chart format A0. Sounding selection, depth contour, depth area, topologically safe, and plus we can additional time, 10 minutes for controlling the result with control software. The control phase may be long based on the size and amount of output files. However, in comparison with the traditional methodology, sounding by sounding, depth contour by depth contour, which sometimes may last more than several weeks, Calhypso's control process is faster. I can speak of my personal experience of the subjects, since it was me who charted the last edition of this chart. 3 or 4 weeks just for sounding selection and drawing depth contour, plus another 2 weeks period for control. The checking process of sounding selection and drawing depth area is done by Geomod's control functionality, which check generalization, safety, and safety of sounding selection, triangulation, and linear interpolation. It's sounding selection rules.
This is a zoom of the chart.
Yeah.
Just to show the result a little bit.
Yeah. And
you can go on. This one.
Calhypso software helps us to save a lot of time and should become a major game changer for cartographers. The process time, create and check of Calhypso is between 5 minutes to 40 minutes. It depends on seabed and coastal environment. It may be necessary to modify certain depth contour or sounding to improve the situation. It's the cartographer touch, but it will take longer, 2 or 3 days, because we must check topology, sounding selection. Cartographer must ensure that their charts are reliable, accurate, and readable. One of the advantages is that we work with another software editor rather than just one like Caris, which makes us less dependent on software version changes. Calhypso is expected to officially become a support tool during summer 2024. Cartographers are likely to make some changes to the output to make it even more compliant, but we would ensure that the results are correct. My tastes were very were very satisfactory, but our purpose is to make sure that we can completely trust Calhypso for sounding selection and generalization of depth contour, as this is the most time-consuming part. After that, we will be able to stop drawing manually.
Thank you. Oh yeah, the feature upgrades.
Yeah. We are always ready to look for new ways to improve the tool with Geomod. We continue to improve the tools for the future.
This includes the ones that Daniel pointed out about the
Yeah.
encoder
Yeah.
coding.
To add some S57 object into the final chart.
As Yves said, the tool is expected to evolve and improve itself anyway in the coming years. So there will always be some work to do.
Yeah.
So
and the aim is to get as close as possible to the chart produced by the Schum cartographers to get the best result. Maybe we can see, so here the process is...
We have one question.
Yeah?
Oh, sorry about that. Vida, hello?
What's your question?
Hello, it's Vidar from the Norwegian Mapping Authority. I just wondered how well does it integrate with handling objects of different kinds that are used in typical nautical chart, or do we have to do this integration ourselves? Because we have a database with lots of different types of objects that are combined with the bathymetry. That means it's combined with the contours and the depth points. How is that with Calhypso?
I can answer if you want. It's about the atoms and the additional objects, such as the underwater hazard, such as the underwater rocks.
So here is the interface of Calhypso, and so you can see that here is the path to the sounding dataset, but we can also import S57 data. So it's a context S50 objects such as land areas, but we can also add dangers, M-cover, dangers such as wrecks, underwater rocks, and when we add those objects, the Calhypso software will take account of this information to adapt the generalization with those objects. For instance, we can see an example. Just for instance, no, not this one. This one. So this is the atoll and the area we processed.
Produced.
Yeah. I'll just show you the result, and maybe we'll see an example of what I was explaining. So this is an example. And here we can see a lot of obstructions and underwater rocks. When we add those objects as input of the software, Calhypso avoid to add another soundings, for instance, and it adapts the exaggeration, knowing that there is this object on the shot.
But as Yves said, there is also the aspect of the A2 navigation objects, which might be need to be added.
We can. We must add beacon and buoy and aids of navigation are not included in the results.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's only bathymetry information, but all navigational information are added in a next step by the cartographer.
Okay.
I don't know if this answers your questions.
Yes, thank you.
No problem.
We have another question.
Yeah?
From Daniel again.
Yeah, maybe a follow-up question. do you use HPD?
Yes.
So do you use the result of this software to update your HPD bathymetry?
For the future, we must choose these results for our charts. Now we are just in trial period, but the results are very significant.
Yeah.
And we think use at summer.
This summer. Yeah.
This summer. And for this example, we have 2 million points in input.
No,
you can choose dimensions.
I closed but there was 2 million points, and the process lasted some
10 minutes.
Yeah, max.
Oh,
5 or 10 minutes.
For the example of the Brittany example, we processed 60 million points.
Yeah,
I guess
66.
Yeah, 66 million points in 20 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes and 10 minutes for check with Calhypso control.
Yeah, perhaps we need to point that out. So Calhypso contains several features, not only the creation, but also, just like Yves said, the control feature, which helps you to have to point out some aspect on the generalizations that needs to be checked again by the cartographer. So they still work for you, but.
So I have another question, if it's okay.
Yeah.
You told us that the input is an XYZ file.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the only option as input?
You can add ASCII text or Caesar also input from Caris.
And you can play with the projection as well.
And you can also, of course, you can specify here some data projection, etc.
Yeah. So currently, it is obviously not possible to use an S102 dataset as an input. So is this maybe planned for this future?
It would be an idea. Yes.
It's a part of the evolutions.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thanks.
The astonishing work on the S100 working groups. We know that it will come sooner than expected, so we have that in mind.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Perhaps we can come back to the presentation.
Well, I think we're going to the questions anyway, so.
If there is other question.
Actually, if you have some personal experience about data processing, cloud points data processing that could be of interest and that could raise the issue that has been presented here, just like Cosmo is doing.
A question. Do you have any suggestion or generalization parameter for each compilation scale? And do you have a table of generalization parameter to each scale? And how many tests do you do before you verify that it's okay? That's my question.
Well, we know that each seabed configuration is unique. That's a fact.
We try to find a configuration type for Mediterranean Sea, for Brittany Sea, and we must have a typically parameterization for each marinus area. And for Euro in Italy, it's possible to try with our parameters for French South Coast.
To begin.
For trial.
But that's why actually the experience of the cartographer will always be needed.
Yeah.
You know your place. You obviously know your costs. Therefore, you might know which parameters, input parameters, might be needed in order to make the generalization satisfactory. For example, we have, as Yves said, our rocky coast in Britannia are not the same as the one we can find in the overseas territories in the Pacific, with undersea pits over here, while here we have simply shallow depths, which are not so problematic to treat. But this obviously needs your experience. After that, once you find your own settings of parameters, you can go on with some similar areas. You will have your chain running.
So here you can see the parameters that the cartographer can adjust. So generalization distance, simplification distance, aggregation, and the smoothing curvature radius. You can also adjust the distance between soundings in the sounding selection according to depth ranges. So yeah, you can test some configuration and then fix this configuration to get the same result in different areas.
Okay, thank you.
And Mrs. Mogert? No, it's just am I pronouncing this right, Mogert?
There is another question?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, perfect.
Yes, very good. My question would be, does Calhypso come as a desktop application that the users have to install on their desktops, or is it provided as a service where the users upload their data to and just retrieve the results? Or both?
It's quite convenient that you ask the question because
it's perfect.
That's the subject of the next slides. We have several offers actually regarding the way Calhypso can be used. Yes, thank you, Eric. No worries at all. Perhaps we can just jump to the next slide, or we just.
Of course, this is the
trial
free demo.
We can go back afterward. So there are two ways, or should I say several ways, but divided in two categories. The first one is actually the web platform for Calhypso, which provides the same service as the one you can find on the desktop app you just saw. So technically it's a web portal. You can subscribe to it. You can upload your data, which will be safely and reliably processed in the same way as the desktop application. And you will be able to download the resulting S57 files and processed files afterward. So for the first question, that's it. It can be simply a service or a subscription to the portal. Thanks a lot. Which comes with two testing offers. So Cosmo asks the question, quite convenient question as well, about the way you can play with the parameters. We know that each sea area is unique. Therefore, as experienced cartographers, you all know that you have to play with the data sometimes just in order to get the right settings. Therefore, I think the Calhypso Web Extended option might be the best for simple reasons that you can play with more parameters and go more in depth into the system. So this is just a trial offer. For the Calhypso Web Basic, I think it might be used after you've got your own parameters determined, but we can come back to that afterward. And here you have the second option you asked for, which is desktop app. Basically, the system is deployed on your system, and you can play with it in the same way as I just did. That is actually the system that is used by the SHOM currently, and that the SHOM expects to put in their production chain. And you can play, of course, with all the parameters. Interfaces here just shows you the reduced view, but just as like ILX showed, sorry about that, you can enable the addition of additional parameters if needed, and if you want your generalization to be more accurate. So I don't know if that's okay for you, so Morgan?
Yes, thank you.
So this leads us back to the offer for trial, perhaps.
Of course, yeah, we can plan a meeting to understand your need and to adapt the offer to your use. So that's why we propose to plan yeah, demo on during a meeting, a video meeting, to show you the Calhypso software running and to try with your own data if you want.
Cosmo, again?
Yes, I don't understand if it is possible to have a trial license for 1 month or less.
We propose so the free demo is a meeting during which we process your data set and we adjust generalization to get the result as close as possible to your wanting. So and we can send you the output results, but also to test the Calhypso software. There is two testing offer here to play with the tool.
There is it is possible to understand what are these generalization parameter in order to understand how can manage this different trial.
Definitely, I guess. Actually, if I remember well,
we propose formations to understand how to use generalization parameters. So in those offers, we include formation, training.
I guess, the first trial offer that Alex speak of might be a good opportunity. If you send, we have a non-disclosure agreement which allows you to send your own data to us, XYZ or CloudPoint, whatever, that we could have processed in order to play with the data and give you the result as S57 data sets. So this actually might give you the opportunity to see the rendering of your data through the software. And through that, you could actually see what would be the best parameters to settle down in order for the software to treat your data accurately. I don't know if that's clear.
Okay, thank you.
No worries at all. Vidar is asking a question again.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's me again. I just find it interesting. Maybe is it possible to see how Geomod has integrated Calhypso in their production? I'm in a separate meeting, but in more depth and detail, how it integrates with your production. Is that an option?
That's the professional.
I'm asking because we're in the process of we have finished the work more or less with our management system, and we're looking into replacement maybe of our cartographic systems. And it's interesting since we're using CARES as well to see how it fits in our thinking.
We will add the results in the CARES HP, and the cartographer continues during the process, the actual process.
Treatment and production of the chart.
Right. It's just an additional processing in our workflow.
For saving time.
For saving time, yeah.
Okay.
But perhaps we can...
For example, currently, for one paper chart, we work around 6 months for one edition.
Yeah.
For change depth, sounding choice, depth control, and with the main goal with Calhypso is to save the time, just 1 month maximum.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's okay for you, Vidar?
Yeah, thank you.
Roberto and Cosmo, I don't know which one asked first.
Before Roberto.
Okay, thank you, Cosmo. Sorry, is there some technical document where you explain each step? I mean, the basic function, mathematical function, and so on that you use to carry on the computations.
Yeah, we'll send you maybe with Yeah. So at the end of the meeting, we'll send you the recap and the documentation of Calhypso software if you want.
Okay, thank you very much.
No problem at all.
Yeah, another question. Is the number of contour nodes and edge and their distance suitable so as not to generate topological warnings?
I think we have too many points, too many with S57 rolls, but the size of the ENC is not too heavy.
Too heavy.
Do you le poids?
Ah.
The size of
the
final.
Yeah, just for this chart, it's 2000 octet.
From this data point.
And tu peux pas éditer sur votre outil. Il faudrait que tu édites les points pour voir la quantité de points. En fait.
Ah, je suis pas sûr parce que c'est qu'un visualisé.
Ouais.
Le nombre de points.
Ouais.
Non, je n'ai pas ça.
Et dans vos outils.
Un portail.
Ah,
je suis pas sûr.
Ouais.
Je suis pas sûr.
There are many points of each depth contour. It's
we try to just adapt the amount of points to get readable shot.
You can use show nodes. We are.
Yes. Ah no, it's just connected nodes.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I would compute this if you want.
Because we can give back the result afterward as a
we can give.
We can send that through after the meeting if that's okay for you, Cosmo.
Yes, I think that with that trial, it could be useful to give you our ENC in order to give you the possibility to choose the best fit parameter for your generalization. So after that, you can give us the result and the parameter used, and we can understand if it is work, maybe.
Yeah, of course. And we can plan a meeting and just show you how we manage the parameters and show you the result.
Process result. I don't know if Roberto is still asking a question.
No, I'm sorry. I left.
It's okay.
It's okay. That's a problem.
No problem.
No, but
maybe we'll conclude.
We have the meeting anyway. Just to get back to what you said, we have the meeting anyway on the 30th. If I remember well. So
with Italian cartographers.
So at this moment, perhaps we could be able to show you the processed results and just discuss about what will be your settings and everything. The objective will be to have you to have a private meeting, if I may say, with your office, and every question you may ask will be answered. We hope so. But perhaps we can conclude.
So just to conclude, Calhypso is really a revolutionary tool to help to assist cartographers during nautical chart creation, and we try to get the best results thanks to this partnership with the SHOM. So feel free to contact us to plan a meeting and to test Calhypso on your own data sets. It's the best way to see the results.
Work.
Yeah.
I mean, with conscious of the fact that since there are many people in there, perhaps it's not the best for having every question answered. So sometimes a private meeting is the best option to see what the tool can do and what are your specific needs. So honestly, feel free to contact us anytime. But from now on, if you have any question, feel free to interact as well.
We have one question.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably me. One question I have is Calhypso can it also be used to create HD ENCs as proposed by the IHO, that hydrographic offices should create HD ENCs where it makes sense, like having meter contours or sub-meter contours, or is it more designed to create contours at the traditional levels for contours like 2, 5, 10, don't know?
I think it's possible to create a HD ENC with Calhypso.
Yes. Ouais, okay.
Thank you.
No worries at all. So far, we hope you...
Is there any question? No? It's okay?
I hope our French accents
Yeah.
weren't too hard to handle.
But thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
We will, just to tell you, we will get back to every one of you with a thank you email, first of all, which will include all the resources you asked for.
With a recap and documentation.
And once again, we're here to give you information about the tool, so just feel free to ask us through mail or by a simple call if you need anything else, and we'll give it to you.
Thank you for attending.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you.
Thank you. See you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Maybe Cosmo wants to speak with us.
I don't know. It's frozen. I don't know.
Maybe.
I can see him move.
Yeah.
The computer just frozen.
Right.
Dejan is also here as well. Nicola and Lorena as well.
Thank you for attending. We'll close the meeting, but feel free to contact us with our email address.
Maybe we can stop.
Yeah, I guess. Okay.
I think and it's better. I call you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye everyone. Thanks a lot.